Hello everyone, my name is Tanner Gokce. I'm a financial services professional with New York Life. Today I'll be meeting with a referral, Chris Ulick. We're meeting today in Capo in South Boston. Chris has been working in real estate for a number of years. He also works in wine distribution, and he's working to open up a cafe in East Boston. Today we'll be talking about different ways for him to save money and also looking at retirement strategies as well. So let's get started. Chris, how are you?
Hey.
Tanner Gokce.
How's it
Very
going?
nice to meet you. Thanks for meeting me today in Capo. Hopefully it was
Likewise.
pretty easy to get to.
I've heard great things, so thank you.
The purpose of getting together today is really just to have a kind of a get-to-know-you session. We're going to be talking about some of your goals and objectives for the future, also about some of your concerns, ask you a little bit about how you got started in real estate, wine distribution, but really this meeting is all about you. We want to figure out, what makes you tick, why do you work so hard, making sure, you work hard for your money. We want to make sure that your money works hard for you. The way in which we're going to do that, I'm going to ask you some questions and I'm going to kind of take you through my process. Over the course of this meeting, I'll introduce some financial concepts to you. I will educate you about those concepts, and then if it makes sense for us to get back together, I will then present some recommendations to you that are specifically tailored to your goals and objectives. So we'll come up with a plan that is just for you and for whatever you'd like to accomplish in the future. Sound good?
Thank you, yeah.
So the main concerns that Chris had were talking about both his retirement, when he retires, making sure that he has a nest egg, but also making sure that he had some savings that would be good for the short and the medium term. He expressed that he considers himself a somewhat risky guy and is comfortable with investing money in the market. So we're going to address kind of those dual concerns, having some money that will be specifically for retirement and also some money that will be used for the medium term as well. So Chris, we've had a great conversation today, learning a little bit more about your various careers and your goals and dreams for the future, and also, a little bit about, the different ways, going through your budget, how you're currently saving money, and we've talked about the goals of putting money to work in, outside of real estate or your business, and trying to have a focus on both liquidity but also retirement. When we get back together, I'm going to show you some very specific recommendations so that we can address all of those concerns, both on being more efficient with our savings and taxes and also our retirement as well.
Perfect.
All right.
Sounds great.
Awesome. Meeting with Chris, the main thing is really to learn about his goals, his objectives, and also his concerns. Really want to make sure that, we just learn about what's really important to him, what he'd like to accomplish in the future, and my job is to coach him through his goals. Now it's off to get together with my team back at the office, and we're going to do some analysis and come up with those specific recommendations for our next meeting. So Chris, thanks for getting together with me again, really appreciate it. Was able, over the past week, get together with my team, come up with some great recommendations for you that address all of the concerns that you had mentioned to me, particularly having different ways to save money, some for retirement, some kind of in the medium term as well, keeping the fact that you want that money to grow, but also to have some tax diversification, so regardless of what happens with tax rates, we'll be in a good position to take advantage of the reality of the day. So specifically, recommendations for you for what you told me about your goals and objectives. We want to get started, one, with a Roth IRA, focus on the retirement, and two, with some whole life insurance so that we've got something as a medium-term tool as well, and at the same time keeping taxes at the forefront of our thinking. In our second meeting, Chris and I were discussing some recommendations and solutions. He had expressed in the first meeting some of his goals and objectives and also some of his concerns. His primary goals were creating different buckets of money with various risk tolerances and tax treatments, some money that would be specifically for retirement, and some money that would be more for the short and the medium term. The recommendations that my team and I came up with for Chris was a Roth IRA get started, have some money that will be invested in the stock market, also have some tax-free distributions when he's in retirement, and also focus on building that nest egg. The other recommendation, some whole life insurance. This is more of a medium to long-term investment tool. It's something that's more conservative. It's also very liquid, something that he'll be able to use when he's in his 30s, 40s, and 50s before he starts accessing his Roth IRA. We want to make sure that if tax rates go up, that we've got different assets, different buckets of money that we can access, some that are market-based, some that are non-market-based, that will give us a good, strong strategy to take advantage of, taxes in the future and make sure that we've got some tax-free money that will be coming in to supplement our other income streams. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, and I really appreciate this because I trust the data and I trust you, so this is great.
Awesome. Yeah, so why don't we get started with some paperwork?
Sounds good. Let's have at it.
So once I go through the recommendations with Chris, the next step is to do some paperwork. We filled out an application for a Roth IRA. We also filled out an application for some life insurance. We've scheduled a time for a nurse to come see him to do some blood and urine work. And the Roth IRA will be ready to go within the next week. And the life insurance, once we get through underwriting, will start as well. And Chris will be taking a massive step forward in terms of getting his finances in order, his savings in order, and getting his retirement really kick-started. So to wrap up, my name is Tanner Gokce, financial services professional with New York Life. I hope that you found this to be educational in how I deal with clients in terms of telling them about my process, how I can help them, whether it be for the short term, medium, or long term. And I hope that you think of me when it comes to helping out your friends and family as well.